So coming out of BGR, it looks like we may have another Samsung issue as far as exploding phones. So a customer reports his 5G S10 burst into flames. The S10 5G is pretty much a 5G ready phone that will allow customers who have 5G available in the area to enjoy their S10 on the bleeding edge technology of 5G. So according to the customer, he had his phone on a table over there and he was able to smell something burning. When he looked over, he saw his phone was covered in smoke. After contacting Samsung, he said Samsung refused to pay, citing damages being a result of external, something the customer may have done to the phone. Now, this is an isolated issue, so we can't quite blame the customer or the manufacturer. It's too soon. We haven't seen enough other customers with this issue to be able to make a judgment one way or another. With that said, I do remember when the Note 7, first started coming out with people complaining of their phone catching fire. And when I first started reading some of the articles and seeing them being posted on blogs and forums, and the reaction from other people with that was that it was too unbelievable. They found it hard to believe that maybe someone just trying to find a payday. And you just seen customer after customer come out complaining that they had this issue, and yet the community was divided, whether was this a hoax, was this real? And even those that may have sided with the customers that were having issues, they kind of like, okay, maybe they were having issues. But let's look at this from the grand scheme of things. This is a small percentage of phones, considering how many phones Samsung kick out there. So the community was kind of slow to really want to jump on board. And then eventually it started getting, more and more people started complaining. And then we realized that there was a problem. And even when we did start realizing that this problem was legit, and it resulted in this phone being banned from certain locations, you couldn't bring it on airplanes, you still had a part of the community that wasn't ready to give up their phones, citing that this was possibly the best Note phone ever. I'm not one to give it up. And some people going as far as getting angry with the people complaining about the issues, talking about, well, if you would take care of your phone better, you wouldn't have this issue. So I understand that, when it comes to this topic, for a lot of people, yeah, they are sensitive because they love their Samsung phones. And with it being one phone right now, I'm not quite ready to say one way or another whether we need to get worried about this being a widespread issue or this may be another Note 7 issue. But at the same time, I'm not ready to say ignore it either. I think the approach we need to take with this is to keep a mindful eye on it and be wary of it. Again, this is a 5G phone, and to be surprised that there are issues with 5G phones, considering that when we first moved to LTE phones, we saw phones that had issues, particularly with battery life. This may indeed be something that needs to be looked at. So my approach to this really is going to be, I'm going to continue to monitor the news to see whether more phones come out from this. As far as the customer that was involved in this, if this is legit, I hope that he's taken care of as far as the damages that he had to deal with. But I'm not going to go as far as to put out that, yes, we got another Note 7 issue here. I don't think it's quite time to tell Samsung to, start pulling these phones or telling people to start being concerned about, buying a 5G Samsung S10. It's too soon to make that determination, and we just kind of got to wait and allow this thing to die, or not actually die down, but to allow time to reveal everything. But for Samsung, considering right now they are dealing with all the backlash from the Galaxy Fold right now, I hope they are taking time with their phones to just slow down and really look into what's going on. So we'll have to see how this continues.